What what kind of specs do you have? You're on 14 all the time. Sue has my old CPU from like 2016. You know what? Do you know what generation? Like I gave him a Ryzen 7 1700. Is very old, but it is 8 core. Cookie. I would think that would still be decent enough. Okay, that is a little bit of a lower end one, yeah. Because the CPU is still a 6 core, and it clocks a little bit higher, which is what most games want. But a 6600 is definitely lower end for graphics. Yeah, it's definitely the graphics card. Because your CPU should handle games better than Sue's. It's 6 core instead of 8 core, but I think yours clocks like 400 or 500 megahertz higher, and it's a slightly refined manufacturing once you hit. Well, I gave you a Ryzen 7 1700 and a 1080 Ti. Yeah, that's when it starts to be a CPU. I don't know who did it. I was not looking at Discord at the time. I was inviting people to the party. I'm not familiar enough with Star Wars. Space Texas. I don't think we need the like 5% buff, but we're gonna be missing the magical yes, I think. Because that's what I was doing, but I'm covering tank today. I was just trying to get off of the red mage a bit because I feel like we having all the res is a little bit more of a crutch than we should have towards the end of doing damages. Gonna play both at the same time. So the reason that this is effectively the brain dead strat for it is that everybody just has static spots, and you don't have to worry about your debuff at all, because each group of DPS will be able to hit a tank and a healer orb this way, and the tanks and healers just have to hit 2 DPS orb. Yeah, orbs. Yeah, I reposted the picture for the orbs in Static. Andrew and his yeah. Do you see the picture I posted in Static? Yeah, it's effectively you're basically just taking the one directly across from you, but you do have to meet up with your partner to together. Do you want to swap over to a magical? I doubt that we'll need the like 5% stat buff it gives. But that was what I was gonna do to get off of Red Mage anyway, but Someone not there to accept. Gotta get our light parties. Group 2 should be the rain, so that Group 1 can get close. Yeah. Man. Static spot. You move these a little bit. So, this is our static spots for the picture I posted in Static. So these four will be 1, A, 2, and B will be tank healer, and then the rest can be DPS. You don't have to be in any specific order. It just has to be tank, heal, and then the DPS in 3C, 4D. So this will be your static spot for orbs. Everyone remembers their light party. We can effectively use the static spots for the poison spread as well. Turn my game sound down. DPS will be tethers. DPS are everything. Yeah, tanks Tanks and healers group up. You need to get the debuff, come into the group. Then tanks and healers back off so that they can grab tethers. DPS needs to grab tethers as well. Okay, swap. Knockback first. With spreads. Knockback with spreads. Ball. Going the 4. And light parties. Poison will be safe. I'm gonna stay over there for a second. Yeah, this will be static spots. A is safe. A is safe. Someone needs to take mine. Uh, 49. No tank. No. I got this. It should be tethers and then debuffs again. I already used it. It'll just be your static spot. So if you are, say, 4 and D, you're going to go across to B and 2 with your partner. You just have to make sure that you take it with your partner, because when it explodes, it deals enough to kill a single person. No, 4 and D. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got the colors are just off slightly. That's later. There's for later. There's for a later one. I didn't swap the markers then. I apologize. They were just like rotated one off. So the 3 and C would go to the 1 and A. The 1 and A would come to the 3 and the C, and 4 and D would go to 2 and B, and 2 and B would go to 4 and it. Yeah, I was just throwing them down real fast. I was like, oh, wait a second. It's rotated slightly because I fucked it up. Why is your friend just like handing out millions of gil? I would like to remind you that I'm currently live. DPS will be tethers. And tanks and healers will be debuff. DPS need to stack up behind the bots. Drew, go grab your debuff. DPS, grab tethers. Tank swap. To the wall. And light parties. Knockback. He's going to 4 and he's doing a knockback. He spreads afterwards. I'm just gonna home gang. Fire is going to be safe. A will be safe. Yeah, Samurai, you need to be on the other side. Fire safe, fire safe. We're about to get the rolls. And healers. Yeah, so when whatever roll is taking those towers first, there are tethers to be taken by the other roll. It's just the tanks alive, and because the tanks are alive, okay, so DPS will be both tethers and debuffs. Well, the DPS are supposed to have that. They're also supposed to get tethered. Oh, I don't have home gang yet. I had to use home gang for the first one. Okay, so yeah, when the towers are happening afterwards, there are tethers for the other roll to grab. So the way that would normally be done is we would have to pick color partners, kind of like clock spots, like normal clock, because we would need a tank or healer and a DPS for each color. Oh yeah, I just mean for who grabs what tower, where you would be safe with your tether. Just so there's no confusion for like the clock spot, effectively. You said D, Delta. I'll be red, 1 and A, 'cause that's where I am anyway. Yeah, it has to be a tank in DPS or healer in DPS. I would... yeah, if we're pulling north, make melees the... north, left, and right. It would be the 4 and D and 1 and A then. Would be melees. Yeah. Tanks and heals will be tethers. Tanks and heals are also debuffs. DPS stack up. That's your debuff round. Roll call, go grab it from the... Also grab tethers as a tanker healer. Well, yeah, you have to... Yeah, you have to make sure that when the group that isn't supposed to have it is stacked up enough to pass it around, so that you get the debuff that makes it so that you can't get it back. Knockback. And light parties. Going north, he's doing sword. It'll be spread. Yeah, not in the poison square. Yeah, water will be safe. You have a little bit before mechanic goes out. B is going to be the safe square. Tiny bit, there we go. Ew, you're on the wrong side. Drew? B, B, B. I would have to look at what happened there that caused Liner to get Drew's orb. Yeah, you have to wait until you have the tether before you leave your spot. Just don't Ifrit dash during that mechanic. DPS will be tethers. DPS will also be debuffs. Tanks and healers stack up behind the bots. DPS need to come and get your debuff and get your tethers. Knockback first. And light parties. Going north. He's doing sword. And it'll be Fred's. Yeah, this one takes a while to go out. Go to B, go to B, go to B, go to B. Healers get the towers, DPS grab tethers. Have to go around. Okay, going into phase 2. It's morbid, Dad. Don't worry. The moment he finishes, the moment he finishes Morbin, we go directly into combat. Yeah, we have to pick new spots anyway. Yeah, the first mechanic. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna help you. Yeah, there are a lot of towers. Oh, they don't know. I'm gonna live through the double buster. I just did a refresher for myself, so. Okay, so so first off, close to the wall. So the inner 4 markers will be melee, and the outer 4 markers will be range. Those will be your static spots for the first mechanic. Ast is going to be A when he comes back. Oh, you're taking A. Okay, Ast, you're going to be on B. This is your static spot for the first mechanic. So the way that this works is he's going to throw down our 8 towers, and he's going to throw down 4 more in the corners, left, right, north, and south. The ones that he tethers first will explode first. So if he tethers east and west first, we need to be north and south. And you will have to pick the safe spot that is closest to your tower. So if he tethers east and west first, A, 1, 2, and B will all go north so that we can make our tower first. And B, 4, 3, and B will all go south so that they can make their tower. And then you have to go into the next safe spot. So he'll explode east and west, we'll go into our towers, and then he'll explode north and south. So at that point we have to be in east. Going into Act 2, one is a little bit of a harder one to explain. The DPS will need to have a priority system, so I'm going to change the healers to... I don't think we actually need healer stacks anymore. Like, I don't think there are light parties anymore. It's been a while. I did a refresher, but... So, the DPS will have to have a priority system from 1 to 4. Because when we go into Act 2, what's going to happen is you guys are going to get a bunch of tethers. Everybody's going to get a bunch of tethers. The typical strategy for that is the healer... There will be a healer and a tank tether first. It'll be purple. The purple one needs to explode first. So... The... Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's like a... Yeah, there's like a tank buster after almost every major mechanic, I think. Far sight means party in, tanks out. Near sight means party out, tanks in. It is... Near sight is tank buster closest. Far sight is tank buster furthest. So just if he does far sight, party stacks underneath him and the tanks move away. He does near sight, the party moves away and the tanks are underneath. Yeah, effectively. No. Neither of them are stacked. There is Demigod Double, which is a double buster. Yeah, that was the thing that killed me. Even though I put up 3 mitts, it dealt like 150k, but I'd already used home game. Going into Act 2. A tank and healer will be tethered together with a purple tether, and that one needs to explode first. He will either so that is what these markers are specifically for. So every lettered marker is a tower that needs to be absorbed, and every numbered marker is an explosion. He will tether 4 towers at a time. If he tethers the letter at a location, that means that one needs to be absorbed by the tank or healer. So the first one that happens is the purple tether. The tank and healer will spread. The common way of doing that is the healer will either go to west or north, depending on which one is available, and the tank will either go to east or south. And they will both have to absorb their tower. Spreading apart will explode their tether, which will give everybody a magic vulnerability for 3 seconds. But as long as nobody gets hit by the AoE that comes afterwards, that you drop puddles, as long as nobody gets hit by that, you should be fine. While that is happening, another healer-tank pair will have fire tethers. That one, those are or effectively light party stacks. But this is also why we need to have the priority system from 1 to 4. So, 2 DPS will be tethered together with a fire, and 2 DPS will be tethered together with a wind. The wind tether has to stay together the entire time. If they move apart, they will instantly kill each other. the fire one has to stay together while the tank and healer tether resolves, and then they will spread for the second tether. You're always going clockwise. You will go clockwise if you are tethered. So you will always go counterclockwise if you get the fire tether. You will go counterclockwise if you are tethered to 1 or 2. And you are clockwise unless you are tethered to... It is... Yeah, it's a fairly difficult mechanic to describe in detail. So the way that I have it for you though, Shock, is like if you get the fire tether, you will always go clockwise. So first the purple tank and healer tether will resolve. Typically, you would drop that either to like this far out of your stack tower or your absorb tower. They sometimes drop them in the numbers, but I really dislike that. I just think that's a dick move. This is where the stack is gonna go for the party. So dropping it here and then moving over makes them have to like stand here and wait for your puddle to go away. The tank healer purple tether will resolve first. You'll pull it all the way across. So the other person would be between the A and 4 marker if I was pulling this here. You would also, you're always gonna drop a puddle as well. So I would drop my puddle here, my tether would break, and then I would come over here to absorb my tower. And while I'm doing that, the other tank healer pair is breaking their fire tether, which is a light party stack. So, with the purple tether separating where the healer goes north or west and the tank goes south or east, with the fire tether, that's opposite, so that we can have a healer on each side. So, if you get the fire tether, as a tank you'd be going north or west, or as a healer you would be going south or east. If it's purple, then you're going north or west. Yeah, so the first thing will be purple tether, then tank healer fire tether. But while the purple tether is breaking, everybody else stack underneath the boss because everybody is dropping a puddle. Yeah, so I think it'll help somewhat if we see the mechanic once with everybody alive, so that you can see how it all gets spread out. I just noticed that it says it that way. So we'll try and get there once with everybody alive so that you can... Yeah. I like how not yet. You're not going to your spot yet. Yeah, just remember where your tower is for the moment. North and south, safe first. They're pretty big. Is that your tower? Do I need to put down the 8 again? Oh, that's the... So I was saying the lowest number is always going clockwise, and the lowest number is going clockwise, the highest number is counterclockwise. Didn't I say lowest number clockwise, or... I don't know now. Yeah, it's for the fire. For wind, yeah, it'll always be... Yeah, you'll either start with the B2 or 3C, and you'll go clockwise. It's wind. Because the two DPS who have wind need to stay together. Yeah, I've heard that works for people, but I just... He said, fuck you. 50% is now 100%. North-south safe? Someone didn't make it to their tower. Our side, everybody in, tanks out. Oh, the other tank was dead. Yeah. I do not know the... I don't know the name of the song offhand. You could just find it with, like, P4S theme. I didn't pull him right far enough down. Probably just... East-west safe? Near side, everybody out, tanks in. Everybody out, tanks in. At 2. Purple tether healer, north and west. Purple tether tank, south and east. Buster, I'm with this home gang. You're purple. There is no blue. There is purple, red, and green. Yeah, bait. But yeah, first everybody needs to drop their puddles in the center, because everybody moved out. Yeah, the lingering spark. But you'll see the puddle appear underneath you, and that's when you can start moving. So the first one, the tank and healer fire will move away from each other, but DPS fire will stay together. It'll be... Yeah, it'll be, so the healer with the purple tether will go to either 4, D, or 1A, and the tank will go to 3C or 2B. And then the fire tether will go to the... Both will start out at northwest. No, sorry. Both fire will go to south or east. because the winds are going to north or west. And then after the DPS fire tether make it to either south or east, then based on the numbers over your head, lowest will go counterclockwise, highest will go clockwise. Because you're going to meet up for your party stacks next one. So say the first time the safe spot is the east-west, the tanks and healers will have their fire go off on 2 and 4, while the tank and healer that had purple will be on the towers on the letters D and B. Then the DPS with the lowest number would come over here to 3, and the DPS with the highest number would go over there to 1. If you have the fire tether. With the wind tether, you two are just going to stay together and go clockwise all the time. I'm so used to it being clockwise. I swear I said clockwise the first time with the lowest number, but... I mean, if... I was gonna say, if you and your fire partner, you know, you can call each other out over over Discord and be like, hey, I'm gonna go this way. But, again, with the tank and healer with purple, and it'll always be the healer who has the purple dot over their head. The tank won't get the purple dot. They just get the tether. The healer with purple will always go to B or 4, or you know, you're going to the letters D or A. So you have to drop your puddle first. So you drop your puddle counterclockwise to your letter, and then you would go into your... Not immediately. There's the towers, the number towers are going up. So if you'd want to drop your puddle here and then go into C, because the 2 is going to explode. But if you're in C, especially if you're a little bit further over, to be safe. I think these are placed so that the entire marker is safe, but I could be wrong about that. Yes, everybody drops a puddle. So, when the mechanic starts and you have your tethers and everything, everybody but the first tank and healer, the purple tether, will stand dead center to drop your puddles underneath the button. If the safe spot is the C and A marker. Yeah. And it'll the one that you need to soak will always be the letter. Yeah, so he'll tether like east-west, and then he'll tether the towers that we all need to take, and then he'll tether north-south. That means that he's gonna explode the east-west first, Then we have to run into our towers, and then he's gonna explode the north and south. So you'll start north-south, move into your tower, and you'll go east and yeah. I would think it's not a third phase. Every mechanic is called Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and then Curtain Call or Finale or whatever. The Epic of Alexander. North-south safe? North-south? Near side, everybody out, tanks in. And are dead again. So everybody stack up center. The east-west stay first. Yeah, first purple while everybody's dropping their AoE and center. You will see them underneath your feet. That's what I keep saying. You'll see the circles appear. The only mechanic I think he did after I said that was that he did Demigod Double, which is the Buster. The Dark Design cast, I believe, is him dropping the puddle. He drops the Firebird. North-south safe. Far side, everybody in, tanks out. Everybody in, tanks out. North-south safe? The winds will always go west and north, and then they will go clockwise together. You will have a green circle over your head instead of a red one. The wind is going west or north. Yeah. Purple for the tank and healer, red for the tank and healer with the fire tether. Theirs goes off first. So first, the DPS with fire will have to be together, and then after that is when you split up by your priority system. God damn it, asked. There's... Yes. Fire. Fire is red. Green is the wind. Purple is the... And the other one is fire, which is red. Okay, so yeah, that is smaller number going counter them. I believe that's left. I guess if you're looking in. But yes. That's... I was looking at it from just looking from here, but whatever. But yeah, clockwise, lowest number goes clockwise, highest number goes counter. Remember, the first one, you have to move with your fire partner to either south or east. Yeah, I'm gonna call out the safe spot. You'll drop your puddles, and then you will run to the stack marker the first time with your partner to the number, and then for the second safe spot, DPS will be splitting up with their fire tether. But the wind tether will stay together and just go clockwise 100% of the time. What? East-west safe? East-west? Near sight, everybody out, tanks in. Everybody out. Everybody stack under the boss. East-west. Purple needs to go out. If you have it. So that time it looks like a liner went to the wrong side. I'm calling out the safe spot. East-west. So the tank will always be either south or east for the purple tether. If you don't see a dot over your head, then you're tethered to the healer who has purple. That is the only time you will not have a color over your head, is if you are tethered to the healer who has purple tether. You will always go to either blue or yellow. Yes, as the tank, if you have purple, if you're tethered to the healer with purple, you're always going either blue or yellow. Yeah, you would go to yellow. Yeah, if you had wind, you would go to purple. This is probably, I think this is legitimately like the hardest mechanic in this fight, yeah, is Act 2. Yeah, does anyone need, like... if you hypothetically want to ask where you would be going with certain conditions, I can likely tell you. If you need... You only have 2 spots, really, Liner. So if you have if you're tethered to the purple, then you'd either drop your puddle between the 1 and the B marker and go to B if it's east-west, or you would drop your puddle here and go to C if it's north-south. If you have fire instead, then after everybody drops their puddles, you would go either north into the 1 marker, or to the west to the 4 marker with your fire, because we need to have a healer and a tank in each. So just whatever you would do for purple, just reverse that for fire. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that every time I did this, it was wind north. Yeah, you. We've deliberately done all of the mechanics wrong as a joke. If you get the fire one, you're following your partner for the first one. You're following them for the first one, and then I think I gave you... Yeah, you've got 4. So you're always going counterclockwise. East-west? Near sight, everybody out, tanks in. Everybody else can stack underneath the boss. Gonna be dropping your puddles. Underneath the boss. East-west. Ren, you're going to D. Go to D. You're going to D. I was calling out where you had to go, Ren. D, because I was over at B. If you get purple, you're always going to be D or A. So, for the healers, if you get purple, you're either going purple or red. I wasn't looking at it for the tanks and healers. No, you're just not following. You're following the DPS one. It doesn't matter for you. The DPS one is still right. Yeah, the DPS. East-west was safe first. Oh, it is right actually when I look at it, because I see the healer over there. You would east-west safe. You would have to drop your puddle and then go into the B tower. Yeah, it's backwards for the. We could flip it so that that's right, but I'm just. Yeah, because I've been explaining it the same way every time. I wasn't using his resource for that, but his DPS is how my group did it, but the tanks and healer is reversed from how my group did it. So. Yeah, the DPS is exactly how my group did it when we did this. But we did purple healer north and west, purple tank south and east. And then it's literally just flipped if you have fire for a tank or healer. It's literally exact the same, just flipped for the tanks. You would go to the A marker, but first you have to drop your puddle. So, you would just a second. Just a second. I'm changing the thing that's covering my chat to that picture. Okay. Yeah, and then you would go into the D. Yes. Sorry, I legitimately did not look at the tank healer in the chart that he posted because I was explaining it. But... Well, I was explaining the tank healer one. The tank healer one's the easier part of it. It's the DPS that actually needs more explaining. You don't have a scanner sitting next to your computer and a pack of crayons? Just draw it in crayon and then scan it to your computer? North, south, north, south. Near sight, tanks in, everybody out. Everybody can stack underneath the boss. East-west. Oh, you're not. You weren't purple there, Red. You would go into the number. With fire stacks, you go into the number. The tower is the soak that the purples are going to be doing. Yeah, the tank will never get a purple mark. They'll just... If the tank doesn't have a fire, then they're tethered to the purple. Did you start painting? East-west? Someone didn't make it to their tower. Far sight, everybody in, tanks out. Up. I didn't get a heal after those mechanics. East-west. East-west safe. Drew, you were supposed to go to the other side that time? Well, that time you had fire. You had fire. You had red. So You wanted to go to, 2 or 3. It was east-west, so you would have gone to 2. You ran over with me to 4. Yeah, the group that needs to stack is on the number. You will have fire. You will have fire. If you're a DPS, you will always be stacking. Yeah, as a DPS, you will always be stacking. Yeah, you will always be stacking as a DPS because if you have wind, you will be stacking with the tank that goes north or west, or if you have fire, you will be stacking with the healer that comes east south. Again, this is basically the hardest mechanic in this fight. East-west? Near site, everybody out, tanks and healers in. Tanks in, sorry. I'm so used to calling out rolls like that. Everybody else can stack underneath the boss for your puddles. East-west. It is a big AoE. It is a big AoE. Okay. Yeah, there's the next thing we have to explain. Earth Shakers. Triple Earth Shakers. Yeah. So. Yeah, this will be for those towers. What's going to happen there is, first off, everybody but the off-tank will go to underneath him, because when he starts that mechanic, the thing that I baited there before the Earthshakers is he jumps to the person who is furthest from him. After that, he will do 3 Earthshakers at the 3 closest people, which will be those conals. So, well, I was gonna explain how that has to happen. So, say the person baits him here at the end of this arrow, because you want to bait him somewhere that's everybody to tell. But you'll bait him like here, and then the 3 people who are in the group who does not need to take their tower will stack in front of him, or not stack, but one here, and one here, so that their conals will go out at them without hitting everybody else. And then the group that didn't have to stack up for the Earthshakers will take their towers. And then he'll jump again at the furthest person. So after the group who takes their towers the first time takes them, one of you guys would have to stay furthest out, and then he would jump to you, and then he would Earthshaker the other 3. So our group doesn't have towers the first time. He'd get baited to here, and then the other 3 people would aim his Earthshakers out. You guys would get hit by your tower, and then one of you would remain back so that he would jump to you, and then the next 3 people would have to be out to aim the Earthshaker. I don't know if you guys want to designate someone to be the baiter. Ranged party. So yeah, it'll be the jump, it'll be the jump, the Earthshakers along with the towers, I believe. Then he'll do a knockback from center, and then the next towers in the jump. Yeah, after you take your towers. Yeah, they would take the first kick and Earthshakers. Yes. The person who is furthest away will bait the jump, and then they have to move out of the way so that the other 3 people can take the Earthshakers, because I believe the jump gives you a damage vulnerability. So if you get hit by the Earthshaker afterward, you would die. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So the person baiting would bait them to like this arrow right here, and then after he jumps here, the person who is on the arrow just fucking run away, and the other 3 people would be on like this side of him, then pointing the last one directly into the arrow. So say yeah, I was gonna say, like, the boss would jump to A, and that's at A, and you would have, like, the baiter there, and there, for their triangles. So, everybody would be underneath the hitbox of the boss at first. It'll jump to the person who's furthest away, which will be your designated jump baiter. And then after it jumps to that person, your 3 people will have to take your Earthshakers. So first, everyone would just be... He'd be, like, dead center, so everybody would just be in his hitbox at 1. While one person is here at A. And then he would jump from 1 to A. And then after he jumps to A, the people who need to bait the AoEs would be on these 3 corners, while everybody else is taking their towers, and the person who got jumped on would just move to, like, center, so that they aren't the closest. So when we get to Act 3, after he shows which towers he's doing, you need to be the furthest person from him so that you can bait the jump. And then after you bait the jump, you're going to run away from him so that he targets the next 3 people with the AoEs on the sides. I'm telling you guys to go to, like, the arrow, effectively, right here at the end of the arrow. If you see the sideways square with, like, diamond shape. Yeah, so, I think they're on the east and west, so you would be on this one. And then the people who are taking the Earthshakers would afterwards point them out this. Because while that's happening, the melee group would be over here taking their towers. I'm just explaining him how it's gonna look while he's taking the kick. He'd take the kick, and then those guys would spread out while we're taking the towers on the side. And then... and then Frog, you elected to be our baiter. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you were gonna bait. Liner, you want to be north? I'll be the wall, and then Sue, you can be south. So when Frog baits to here, you would be the one to the north of the boss. So there's two. There's two. Yeah. First. Yeah, so Liner, you would bait the north one. I'll bait into the wall, and Sue would bait south. And that this'll be happening at like the D marker for us. Yeah. But yeah, it's... Yeah, it'll be directly after the towers go off. The first towers. So it'll be... So the issue is that this will depend slightly on whether he tethers east or west first. If he tethers east first, then the ranged group will just have to go to their towers after we bait the boss to the west side. So if your side gets tethered, you're waiting for the boss to jump to the opposite side. Then the opposite side will bait the Earthshakers. And then after your towers go off, knockback prevent. And then your side will then bait the kick. So asked if your side is tethered first, you're waiting for the boss to jump to us and to do the kicks, and you'll take your tower. And then after you take your tower, he will then jump to your side. So after the towers go off, you three will want to move slightly inwards so that Ast is the furthest. And then after he gets jumped on. Yeah, right after the first towers go off. You might be able to do it. Can they do it when he jumps? Now I don't remember. I don't remember what the tolerance is on that. Yeah, I mean, for this lockout, we still have an hour, don't we? I see the local time in my game, so... I think Oni popped into my Twitch to tell us not to die. East-west? East-west. Near sight, everybody out, tanks in. North-south this time. North-south. You guys gotta... Yeah, like, you guys gotta split up. So with the fire, again, it's opposite what the purple tether is for tanks and healers. The liner, you would have gone to north that time. Because you had fire, you would have gone to the 1 to break your tether with the person who was coming to 3. I don't think we've had north and south as a safe spot yet. Yeah. You know, those things that drop down and have 1 through 4, and there's 8 of them. East-west. Far side, everybody in, tanks out. East-west. There were like 5 people who went clockwise. Ranged are taking towers first. Ranged are taking towers. Sue and Liner move in. Sue and Liner move in a little bit. We want Frog to take the kick. Move out. Oh, that's a little bit too far, I think. Oh, where is my... I was so worried about the fucking... I was like, oh, wait a second, I'm inching to the corner. I think you baited him. You baited him so far out, I was like, I think I have to go into the wall. Yeah, so I'm assuming Doc was going clockwise. Liner should have also come clockwise, but he would have taken... no. The person who would have taken the tower would have been... Was it Liner? Yeah. Liner would have taken the tower. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out who was where. If you take the first tower, you're gonna take the second tower too. Yeah, if you're purple, you're gonna take both of the soaks. Fire is going to number. For the DPS, you will always just be on a number. The letters are just for the purple tethers who are grabbing the soaks. Purple will always be tank healer. Well, Shock was just alone, which I'm not entirely... The thing is that I would have to look at the footage to see who had what and what happened. Yes. If we can fit in one more, we need to make it through Act 2 another time. I think we got enough time to get another Act 2 in. North-south? Near sight, everybody out, tanks in. East-west. Yeah, I did my mechanic right. he was testing how close he could get. I was like, no, there's 3 minutes. Take 5 because it's been a couple of hours. I need to use bed. few more bounce. It sounded like Frog was asking a question. I didn't catch it. Don't mean more of an L shape. Guild leave one? Kind of. The guild leave one is kind of like 3 desks put together in kind of a C shape, but they're all straight. Oh, if that looks right. I have had one in the house for... A crafting one? It is a crafting, level 50. But they wouldn't be that expensive either, then. Yeah, I see them being sold for 63 gil on Ultros, 100 gil on Famfrit. Yeah, and I... do still think it's stupid that people buy cinnamon off the market board when a vendor sells it for like 2 gil. Ast, where'd you go? Umbral Flare Rock? Lowest one here right now, looks like it's 840. So the recent history shows it's been selling for less than 700. Oh, does everyone remember how to get through phase 1? The fight. It's a lot less when you're doing turn-in. I just want to blast constantly. Anyway, I started blast. The clusters are actually super cheap most of the time. I think I think that I've got the 9999. I've got my retainers holding on to like 5,000 to each. Tanks and heals will be tethers. Tanks and heals are everything. DPS will stack up behind the boss. Tightly. Make sure that you get miscast. And tanks and healers are also grabbing tethers. Knockback. And spreads. North. Sword. And it'll be light party stack. Our healer's dead, so there's gonna be kind of an issue. I mean, we're not making it through this. Yeah, he's gonna get all 8 orbs. Yeah, there's... Yep, after 3 you just die. If you can dodge a ball. DPS will be tethers. DPS are tethers. Tanks and healers are debuffed. Yes, stack up. Your debuff, run through DPS. Others. Knockback. And spreads. He's going to 4. He's doing a knockback. Find it first. We're going into light parties. Why would... I was like, why did I just get pulled over there? You gotta raise, like, you gotta raise shock so that he gets up and raises. Fire is safe. It's not gonna matter because we're short 2 people. The trains. Yeah, I'm like, I've heard a lot of people recently going in there and been like, I didn't realize that there were gonna be buildings coming from underneath me. Tanks. Yeah, tanks and healers, tethers. DPS are debuffs. Tanks and healers stack up behind the boss. Someone needs to take that from Seal. Back and spreads. North, sword, the parties. I'm gonna take LB. Nope. You could have just sold the bus. Yeah. Dark Knight has the highest damage of the tanks. DPS will be tethers. I see aligners invuln. Tanks and healers will be debuffs. Yes, stack up. Did you have your debuff still? Drew? That is not a safe place to be. He ran in between the tanks as we both took Buster. Go to the edge, and it's going to be spreads. Knockback. Going to 4. He's doing sword. It's going to be not knockback. It's going to be stacks. The issue is that we have no idea who's getting the second one. Lightning. Lightning safe, lightning safe, lightning. He doesn't want to come more north. DPS tether. Yes, tether. First the DPS gotta take the tethers while the tanks and healers take the circle. Tanks and healers, tethers. Tanks and healers debuff. DPS stack up behind the boss. Healers also tethers. I'm looking up at it occasionally through the chat, but lightning and spreads. Knockback. Going to 4. He's doing a knockback, and it's going to be party stack. Yeah, don't be in fire. Yeah, it's like cross map. Water is going to be safe. Fucking move, you bitch. Water safe, water safe. DPS need to grab these feathers. We're into phase 2 again. Now he gets to get buff. Yeah. Was the knockback. Double knockback do that though. Yeah, we gotta set up markers and stuff anyway. Everybody's still good with their first tower markers. With red, you would go west. Should be north. You would go clockwise. That you would go east then. And you would also, if you have purple, you're also going to go onto the B marker instead of the 2 marker. Yes. Yeah. In case we get there, everybody remember their Earth Shaker positions. Just lines for melee. If everyone remembers their Earth Shaker spots, just the lines for ranged and melee. I was trying to inch my way back there. East-west. Near sight, everybody out, tanks in. Party-wide damage. North-south. Whoever had, wind. Yeah, someone with wind went south. I mean, I jumped into the wall after that. Huh? Oh yeah, the priorities. Yeah, sadly. Yes. Yeah, you just like I'm having a brain-gasm. Brain blast. North south? Near sight? Everybody out, tanks in. North south. Yeah, winds would go north. Yeah. Think. Yeah. Bit. Was Est and Frog supposed to be on too? Afterwards? But I think, because they were wind. Yeah. So they just, Est dashed with wind and killed him and Frog. Well, no, you do not separate from your green partner at all. Yes. If you're more than like probably one of these tiles away from your partner, you have probably killed both of you. pull in. Your having free movement is now a negative, not a benefit. North-south? Our site, everybody in, tanks out. North-south? Oh, Drew. You have no mana! Also, we're about to die. One of the range, bait him. One of the range, you gotta bait him. No, you bait him to the B. You bait him to B. Yeah, where your towers are. You bait him to where your towers are. Yeah, that was why I... Yeah, but it's... So your tower, the towers are east and west. So you would bait them to your side with the towers, so that the 3 people with you can quickly make it to this side, while the other 4 people are taking their towers on you. Yeah. That's why I was pointing out, like, you would bait them to the tip here, so that you could have Earthshakers. This would be the boss. Have the people south, north, and against the... I have to get back to this tomorrow. Oh, you didn't even have stance on. I don't believe so at the moment. Yeah, I can reach out to someone again, but they didn't see my message about asking if they were available until like 20 minutes ago. I was like, that was a little bit late. We're basically at the end of the raid day. Guys, later. I did make sure that Airy is be here tomorrow, so